Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. So, because we have done 54 of these characters already and only have 8 remaining, I'm just going to do the last 8 in order so you don't have to watch me re-roll over and over again. So, next up we've got the King, which is the character I've been most afraid of since starting this challenge, because there's a couple weapons for the King that are brutally difficult. If we roll one of the weapons that only shows up at level 2 or higher, then I don't think it's an auto loss, but it's going to be very hard, because if we get sword, hammer, or circular saw, which would be the worst, then we'll just be stuck with only one weapon for a really long time. So let's roll, see what we get, and we'll try to plan accordingly. Alright, submachine gun, I'm going to reroll because I don't think I use this for my guide, but submachine gun, we've done a million submachine gun runs on the channel, and it's a very easy weapon, so I'm just going to reroll the SMG here. Okay, we've got circular saw, so this one could be a problem. So, at least for wave 1, it's okay, but circular saw, and so I actually did a circular saw run with King before and lost it, I think. And there I allowed myself to buy other blade weapons. For this challenge, we're going to do only circular saw. So we won't be able to buy any weapons on this first shop because level 2 weapons can't show up in the shop. I'm going to take the luck because I need to get level 2 weapons showing up immediately if possible. Penguin, I don't think is worth losing 2 HP. I'm going to reroll here. Duct tape for 4 HP I don't really want. I'm just re-rolling a couple times to see if I get any good items that are worth losing 2 health for. I think plant is worth it, and a roll, and I think coffee is worth it. The extra attack speed is going to be pretty nice. Then I'm not going to re-roll again because I would just be locking items, and we'll get those re-rolls anyways. I don't mind losing a couple points of max HP early, but because we are circular saws only, and that is going to be a super difficult challenge, I need to be a little bit more careful about losing max health, because it's going to be almost impossible not to take hits, especially as we get through like wave 5 and 6. Glasses, I don't want to lose HP for, so although range is not bad for circular saws, I definitely want to recycle that. I'm going to roll here. Melee damage, HP regen to try to stay alive. I think I want max HP. I also want a level 2 upgrade if I can find one. So I'm going to spend pretty aggressively here because I can roll into something good. I'll take the harvesting. We do get the chance of rolling another circular saw at this point. It's not very likely, but it is possible. So I'm going to roll a couple times looking for it. Coupon and fertilizer both cost me max health, but maybe I just play wave 3 at 4 HP. I think we have to get greedy here because otherwise we can't possibly win. So I think that's the plan. We're going to take these economy items and then I'll just try to boost my max health. Oh man, we don't even one-shot those guys. Oof. I guess the fertilizer reducing my damage is really painful. The next wave I've got the lamprey, which I'm going to have to survive as well. I was really hoping to kill that tree a little faster. At least we've got regen, so I healed back up after taking a hit. But now I'm going to need some more max health. So we've got to roll for max health here. I have to roll past this harvesting and find any max health we can find. Yeah, I'll take 3 max HP, even over a level 2 melee damage upgrade. 9 dodge, again, I don't really need. 9 HP is playable, so we'll take the harvesting here. Okay, we got a second weapon. Our discipline did pay off. We did manage to roll into a second circular saw without having to buy a second blade. And that is because when we've only got circular saws in the inventory, we're more likely to find them. I'm going to roll here another plant that doesn't cost me any more HP because it's only the first of each level 1 item. So this coffee and this plant we can buy without losing HP. So I think this is a little earlier than you'd normally expect to get a second weapon, but maybe playable. This is going to be a really tough run. I'm just going to run away from the lamprey, I think. I want to actually kill other enemies, and the lamprey is going to put us under so much pressure to dodge that I just need to focus my damage on other things and not try to fight it. Just try to actually make some money this wave. With only 2 weapons, it's really hard to kill stuff. But our survivability isn't bad at this point, actually. I gotta take more max health, because I've reduced my max health so much. We'll take the coffee and the plant, and then roll. There's a rocket launcher. Roll again. I'm still looking for more saws. Circular saw is not a precise weapon, but it does have 5 base crit chance, so you could maybe use hunting trophy. Then again, I don't know that spending 76 on something that doesn't make us stronger at all in the near term is worth it, so I think we're going to reroll that. You won't see me reroll hunting trophy that often, but we just have to roll a lot to find more saws. I'll take the fertilizer here. Again, doesn't cost me max HP because we've already got one. I will need to fix my melee damage now, but just getting our economy going is more important. And then, nice, we got a third saw. Peaceful Bee, that's probably worth 2 health. Gives me dodge, and no, it's probably not worth 2 health. Lure I will buy just for the regen, because we probably won't be able to kill the enemies with only 3 weapons. All right, this is the toughest wave because we've only got 2 weapons for wave 5. So this is, and only 16 health. So this is probably the most difficult wave. I feel really bad for the people who are doing play-alongs with this run, because if you don't get the wave 4 circular saw, this run is so tough. So I've reduced my damage a lot. I do need to boost my base melee damage, but getting the harvesting going I think is really important, because we're just not going to get that many enemy kills. Trying to kill that tree as well. So I'm really focused on getting value out of our harvesting, especially before I get my 3rd saw. Recycle the fuel tank here. I'll take 8 more harvesting, and then I can stop buying economy. Wow, okay. What of these do I want? So I could buy the lure right away. If I wait to buy the lure and actually just buy the level 3 saw here, then I think there's a good chance we can actually kill the loot aliens next wave. Even though wave 7 is harder to kill loot aliens on than the other waves because it has the healers, if we can get loot from crates, that would be really nice. And then I'm going to roll once here. There's a decent chance that we roll... Oh, actually, no, I did this backwards. So if I buy the level 2 saw and leave the level 3 locked, there's a decent chance we roll another level 2 saw. Since I have the level 2 locked, I shouldn't have re-rolled there because we can't roll a second level 2 saw. So I was never going to get another weapon out of that. So I think the level 3 saw purchase was right, but I should not have done that last reroll. At least our healing is pretty good. So now I just need some melee damage, and then I think we're in okay shape. So I'm going to try to focus on a melee damage upgrade with this reroll. One thing that we did do for this run, because our win condition was so specific of just getting out of the early game without dying, was I rerolled really aggressively for really specific stats. Because we just had to have that max HP, and we got greedy with those early game economy items, which has worked out wonderfully. So that should give you some idea of how to play these really challenging runs. You need to do some very specific navigation in order to make them successful. So I could take 8% damage, or percent damage is bad. I could take 10 luck. I could also take 3 regen to just try to stay alive. I think I'm going to reroll, though. I'm looking for melee damage, but I'll take 15% attack speed, and then, yeah, 4 melee damage. That's perfect. Now our damage is actually not bad. We'll take the saw. I'll take the lure. Is Propeller Hat worth 2 HP for 10 luck? I think not at this point. I've got to roll for just more stats that we care about. And because I have the lure, this is actually interesting. The saw makes it more likely that I kill the enemies, because we'll have 5 weapons. And the blade weapon tag also increases our damage as we get more weapons. The recycling machine means we're more likely to get good value out of the items we find, because we can get more money out of them. But I think that I'm not guaranteed with only 4 weapons to kill both loot aliens, so I'm going to play it safe, buy the saw. We'll still lock the recycling machine, and then go to the next wave. Definitely not the run that I was expecting. I was like 100% sure when I rolled saw that we would lose this run immediately, just by not finding a second weapon. I did say right at the start that this was the worst possible weapon roll for this character. A bag would be so much value too, given that we have such high luck. But now that we've got 5 weapons, Circular Saw is, in my opinion, a pretty weak weapon on the whole, but once you get a bunch of them, it's not bad, because the blade weapon tag does boost its own damage, which is something that not many weapons do. 5 melee damage for free is really not bad at all. I am going to spend 2 HP on an armor. I do need more armor, so we'll grab that. And yeah, Garden is healing that we need, so we'll take that as well. Going to take more melee damage to boost our weapon damage, and then perfect, we get another saw and a recycling machine. Now we've got our full weapon set online. I could actually go down to only 4 weapons here and get a tier 4 saw by combining 2. I'm going to roll once and see if I find another circular saw, because that might be worth doing. Treasure map, I think I will buy lumberjack shirt at the cost of 2 HP. I don't think we need. I'm gonna roll again. I'm gonna lock this saw. I think I'm gonna wait 1 wave, and then when I buy this one, I'm gonna go up to a level 4 saw. Starfish is really dangerous for this low HP character, and glass cannon, I don't think we actually need either of these. With 42 harvesting and 55 luck, my economy is in great shape. So we're going to avoid these 2 dangerous items in order to just keep the character a little bit safer. Again, we're doing much better than I was expecting to at this point, but we have to stay very disciplined because I'm very low HP. This is still a difficult character. So basically, if I combine to go down to only 4 weapons here in order to gain some attack speed and damage, right? I get 25% attack speed and 25% damage for having a level 4 weapon. But we also effectively lose 33% attack speed and damage just by having 4 weapons instead of 6. So we really reduce our clear speed by doing that. It can be tempting to try to play around the king's passive bonuses really aggressively, like avoid ever having a level 1 weapon in your inventory, rush the level 4 weapon as soon as possible. But in general, you're going to be better off just with more weapons, because not only are they often just more total damage, they also attack in more directions, they're going to hit more enemies at the same time, so it gives you just a little more value there. My HP is the thing I care about most, so we're recycling the insanity here, and then great. A 9 HP upgrade for our level 10. That's perfect. That gets me in so much better shape, and same with this 3 armor. Now feeling very good about where we're at. I'll take the circular saw, and I will go down to only 5 weapons and combine this, though I'm going to finish my shopping trip first. I think we can buy the whetstone here. I'm going to want to just tank through all of the incoming damage, so more lifesteal is going to be good. Even though we're a melee build, just having more survivability is going to be excellent. I would really like armor, but I don't think we can afford to spend 4 health on it, so we're going to pass on the duct tape, and then we're going to roll again. Alien Eyes doesn't do much because we're losing a bunch of max HP. I'll do 1 more reroll for 15 here. Am I interested in either the gambling token or incendiary turret? Gambling token, I do want to build dodge eventually, but this is 93 and 1 armor. So I think I'm going to pass on both of these. Incendiary turret could be useful for wave clear. We don't have a horde wave, though, which is the thing I would want it for the most. So I think we're passing on all of these items. Pretty weak shop for us, unfortunately, where we just did not get much stronger at all. Oh, I meant to combine to a level 4 saw. It's not the end of the world that I didn't, but I should have. Try to remember that next wave. Obviously, the reason you want to wait until the end of your shopping trip to do the combinations is you'll have more information, you know what you've got locked, you know what you've bought. Maybe you find a cursed level 3 and you'd rather have a cursed level 4. So there's a lot of reasons to wait there. A reason not to wait is maybe you're dumb and forget to actually do the thing. as proven by yours truly. Trying to clear these hatchers, but Now that I've got good lifesteal and good regen and a little more in the way of defensive stats, these circular saws are actually a pretty nice weapon for us. Honestly, I've felt that this weapon was overrated and sort of bad for a long time, but I think it's doing better than I was expecting once we got several. I'm going to take the compass here because my move speed is really low, so although it comes at the cost of crit chance, I think speed is still really important, and then I'll take some more regeneration just so we can stay alive. I do need just any HP I can find, so we'll buy the spicy sauce, and I'm still not going to buy corrupted shard. We don't have any use for lighthouse, so we're going to pass on that as well. Keep rolling here. Ball and chain. Our weapons already attack so much faster than that. Unfortunately, I can't buy the ball and chain, but metal plate is an amazing find. Any armor is so valuable for us. Blindfold I'll buy. This is great stats. Medical turret. I do have positive engineering, so even if I find items that reduce my engineering, this is still going to give us 3 healing. Captain Sword, you never see this item because you so rarely have naval or blade weapons. But Captain Sword is a really fun weapon. We're not allowed to buy it because we're circular saw only, but I might try to do a Captain Sword run at some point. I don't think I need the medical turret. My healing's pretty good. I just want to focus on more stats, like just more total stats. And then here, amazing set of finds. What of these do I want to buy and in what order? I think what we're going to do is buy the fishhook, and we're just going to get a little bit greedy here, because if I get some cursed items before going into the elite fight, it could be better. Fairy is only 5 regen, but that's still good. Even if we later find a bunch of level 4 items and it loses its regen, the 5 regen is still going to be really nice. If we get it cursed, it's even better, of course. And then I think what we will do is combine here to a level 4 saw. Obviously, this gives us the boost from playing the king. Buy the level 2 and lock the level 3. Do a reroll and see if I can lock more stuff. Cursed Incendiary Turret I probably would buy just because all cursed items are good, so we're going to lock that for our fishhook as well. Fairy might look bad for the king, but regeneration is so good, especially going into this next elite fight, that I will happily buy 5 regen for 160 or whatever it costs anyways. And if later down the line it decreases in power level, that's fine. The king is such a late game oriented character. All we have to do is get past the early to mid game intact, and then we're going to get these huge bonuses to our damage and health and everything as we get these level 4 weapons online. Weapons and items online. And then that's all that we need to care about. Really hoping to find some more max health as well before the next wave, because although my although my healing is quite good and my survivability is not bad, we're still at the point where 2 hits from the elite just kills us, so we need to be pretty cognizant of that. Recycle Ugly Tooth, it's worth 34, and Cog, we have no use for engineering, so we'll recycle that as well. Think I want both armor and max HP. I think the max HP is more important, because that probably gets me to the point where I'm not dying in 2 hits from the elite, and then we'll take 5 regen as well. Sadly, nothing got cursed here. I might wait and see if we can curse the fairy still, but let's buy another saw. Not going to buy Incendiary Turret when it didn't get cursed. I'm going to reroll once. Wisdom might make it possible to kill the elite. Also, if I had bought the Incendiary Turret, then the fried rice would be good here. I think I'm changing my mind, though, and I am going to buy the fairy just to get myself up to 26 regen. I was thinking maybe we could hold that for the fishhook, because we do have the pity bonus. But I think I'd rather actually lock the wisdom. We'll buy ritual, because I do need more damage. And then this way we just have 26 regen going into the elite fight, which is really nice. Feather costs me 2 HP, but gives me dodge, but I don't think we care that much about that. I'm just going to reroll a couple more times, and we'll lock a jerky, see if we get that cursed as well. Cursed wisdom is so much damage that it's really worth trying to get that specifically. And then for 23, I will do one more reroll again to see if we can lock more stuff. On the king, you reroll more aggressively than on other characters. I'm not going to try fighting the elite here. My damage is just not that good, and I just don't don't feel confident in killing it quickly without taking damage. Also, we do still die in like 2, maybe 3 hits to it. So we're just not in a position where we want to try fighting an elite. Especially this one, which is one of the hardest ones is for a melee character, especially. Once we get into its second stage, it's a lot easier because we can just run in a straight line and it usually won't hit us with these projectile groupings. But in the early stages of the wave, it puts out a lot of projectiles on the map and just makes things really complicated. Oh, missed. Okay, got there. Made 300 materials that wave. That's not bad at all. I'm going to keep taking more regen. Just any regen we can find is awesome. The wisdom did get cursed. Jerky I'll still buy. Weird food, I should probably just lock as well. It's even at the cost of HP, it's still really efficient. Wheat is also not bad for us because melee damage and harvesting are pretty good. So we'll lock both of those. We'll lock spicy sauce. I'll lock Triangle of Power as well. If we get that cursed, it's really nice also. So great to have a full shop locked when we've got a fishhook. Next goal is just to get enough damage that we can kill the next elite safely. And then we won't have to dodge around it. But Circular Saw does give us a decent amount of defensive stats because we get the lifesteal from the blade tag and we get the regen from the medical tag. So it's giving us some stats overall. I won't buy the Triangle of Power if it doesn't get cursed here. Cursed Triangle of Power will be really nice for this character, but we're a kind of a low damage setup, and we're kind of a tanking first setup, where we just want to run in, take damage, and clear enemies. So we're taking a lot of hits every wave, so Triangle of Power is not that efficient for this character unless it gets cursed. If it gets cursed, obviously, it's going to be ridiculous. All right, I will take the 10% damage here. I think that's fine. Do I want to start building dodge? I probably do, especially if I might be building Triangle of Power. Actually, I can check my fishhook and see if it has a pity bonus. So it does. That means we know the Triangle of Power didn't get cursed. So we now actually have that information because this shows up. The fishhook pity bonus, excuse me, it gets calculated at the end of the wave. So we know that this has a pity bonus, so none of the items in our shop got cursed, so we missed 4 times in a row. Just gonna drink some water. So that might make me more inclined to take armor instead of dodge if we're not trying to protect a Triangle of Power. I think I will still take the dodge, it's just a higher level upgrade, and we do want to build dodge eventually. And then the rest of these I'll still buy, but we're not buying Triangle. I guess I can leave it locked for one more wave, since I'm just looking to lock more items this wave anyways. Do one more reroll here, and we'll lock a treasure map. And then we've got our 20% chance of finding more stuff. Treasure map, 0 items with 55 luck is honestly quite poor performance by treasure map. Pretty unusual that you'll see it do that badly, but we've gotten kind of unlucky on it this game. Can't believe we found that saw so early. Usually when you're doing this kind of run, it just never shows up. Really unfortunate this loot alien got buffed, but our damage at this point is actually quite good. And now we've got 3 crates, so maybe the treasure map we have does something. Maybe the treasure map that we get next wave will do something before the end of the run. That would be nice. Couple dodges there with only 14% dodge or whatever we have too, which is kind of fun. And our wave clear at this point is actually quite good. I'm going to take the baby squid. Any regen I can get is excellent. I do have 30 regeneration. This is only worth 1 HP right now, but, and yeah, we don't have an elite next wave, so I'll take the weird ghost. We should be able to heal back up And the 1 HP is worth a lot, and I'll take another baby squid, we'll take another coffee. Lost Duck cost me 2 max HP, but more luck is still really good, and those were 2 procs off the treasure map, so it heard me making fun of it and decided to actually show up. Let's roll here, we'll take 6 more max HP, and then... It's possible I should have been playing with 5 weapons and 2 level 4 saws, by the way, but I just wanted to make sure that we had our weapon tags online. But here we're going to buy both cursed items, and then I'll just take this circular saw, and we can try one more time on the Triangle of Power to get it cursed. I'll roll past it if we ever want to buy out the whole shop, but as long as we have the fishhook and the chance of cursing it, we might as well leave it locked. Roll one more time, and yeah, cursed giant belt. It does cost me regen off the ferry, but that's still fine. And Tyler, I don't think we would buy even if it got cursed, so we're just going to lock these 3. Go to wave 14. I do need to remember that I have the weird ghost, so we're starting this at 1 HP, and I need to be pretty careful. I'm going to run over here towards my garden as well to just get some quick healing to back to full so that we can use the weird ghost safely. I feel like it's very poetic that this was one of the runs that I lost the first time I did the random weapon series, and I let myself buy other items. I think I was buying choppers in addition to the circular saws in the previous iteration of this one. So it gives you a sense of how far we've come over the last year that we managed to win this one. Obviously, I also got lucky finding the early saw. Not gonna pretend I didn't, but it does feel good there. Metal detector going into the elite wave. Are we likely to make more than 60 materials? Yeah, I guess so. I'll take that. I'll take the shady potion as well. And then I will roll here, take 4 more regen. Unfortunately, nothing got cursed. Giant belt. Probably I should just take it anyways. We can build crit chance later. Buy the cauldron. At this point, I'm just going to roll past the Triangle of Power. I really need to find other stuff that does something. Head injury at the cost of 2 HP I actually think is worth locking because we have the ferry, so it's also worth regeneration for us. Giant belt also gives me more max health from the king passive, so it does cost me 3 regen, but it's worth buying anyways. I think because I have the giant belt, even with low crit chance, we should be able to kill this elite, so I'm going to focus on damaging it. I also have managed to pick up pretty good attack speed. Just going to back off and regenerate for a minute, and then we'll try to hit the elite a few more times. Managed to pick up pretty good attack speed, and attack speed is usually the stat that you need the most for killing elites, so we were able to clear that one out. And of course, we have 2 level 4 weapons on the king, so we've got pretty huge stat bonuses as a result of that. Octopus, yeah, so this comes with 3 less regeneration and does turn off our giant belt, but it's still just so many stats. It's 17 HP, 2 regen, 3 lifesteal, so we're definitely going to take it. Head injury, even not cursed, I think I'll buy because it does give me a regen, and then I'm going to roll here. Cursed jelly, so this is HP neutral, but we're basically paying 50 for 1 curse. I think that's still fine. Take silver bullet to kill the elites faster. And then awesome find with these higher level circular saws. Small fish. I also, at this point, I can just buy level 1 items because the regen matters a lot more than the max HP. And because we found this octopus, our max HP is huge. So we can just buy anything. Also, it gives us the perfect number. Locking these 2 weapons, if we get them cursed, that would be great, but we're happy to buy them regardless. Bowler hat at this point I don't think is worth it, so I'm going to roll, but I'll lock a baby elephant because we've got high luck, so that could help with more wave clear and damage as well. I definitely don't want to let too many mini-bosses spawn with melee weapons. Those can be very dangerous because getting close to them is quite risky. They do a lot of damage and just put a lot of projectiles on the field. We're going to try to keep the field relatively clear. I did buff that Stargazer, which is pretty dangerous because our damage is good, but not so high that we can clear like a cursed buffed Stargazer without some danger. The one I just killed aside, but it is still pretty risky to put myself in the position of having to do that much damage to a single really dangerous high health, high damage enemy. You can see that happening again there. Trying to clear as many of these curse aliens as we can possibly get. Not great income for Wave 16, but still pretty solid overall. Definitely taking the improved tools. I do want more attack speed, and we have a garden. Pencil doesn't do anything. I guess it's one regen, but we don't really need that. And then I'm going to roll here. I could take 1 armor, but I feel like we can do better. I'm going to take 6 speed, because I'm actually kind of annoyed that my move speed is so low. Going into this elite fight, I'm going to buy the level 3 saw and the cursed elephant. I'm going to pass on tardigrade, and we'll leave the level 4 saw locked and hope that it can become cursed. And then I'll buy a cursed cute monkey. Does decrease my max HP, but it's still good. And we'll lock all these items and see if they can get cursed as well. So I don't have the giant belt anymore because my... Oh, I'm still critically hitting. I guess because level 4 saw just has high base crit chance is what's going on there. Need to check the stats on these weapons. So you never get hit by this elite if you just stand still next to it, because it always fires like about 30 degrees off center from your character. So if you have the damage to kill the other enemies, then you can just stand right next to that elite in the middle and it'll never hit you. Usually that's the easiest elite in Abyssal Terrors to fight, because you can just approach it from relatively perfect safety, and if you can't fight it, you can just run out to the edge of the arena and it doesn't follow you. Making pretty weak income at this point. One thing we didn't get, of course, is a crown, and it is tough to try to play the King of Brotato with no crown. We have a crown that is purely ceremonial, right? One that doesn't do anything, just a visual crown. But what's the point of being a monarch if you can't personally enrich yourself? So we need the crown that gives us money. I'm gonna just buy the level 4 saw and then just buy all of these items. Cute monkey I'll lock again. We already have one, so it doesn't cost me any HP. And of course, if we get it cursed, it's great. We'll lock this circular saw as well. Peaceful bee, I think, is still worth buying. The dodge is still going to be really nice, especially if we get it cursed. And losing 1 melee damage, I'm not that worried about. And the 2 HP, I'm not concerned about at all. I'd much rather have mitigation stats than max HP at this point. One nice thing about playing the king, once we start leveling our weapons, is we don't really need to buy percent damage, because that just comes from having level 4 weapons. You don't usually need more than like 100% damage, and we're just going to have 4 level 4 saws giving us 100% bonus damage. Couple items I really wish we'd gotten. Pearl, crown, just some things that work really well with the king. But honestly, we got our second saw early enough that we were able to play this run at all. So I certainly can't complain about our shops at all. I might do a challenge run with King with grenade launcher. I was secretly hoping for grenade launcher because that just sounded really fun. So I might do that later on. I'll take the missile though. Coupon, we already have one. Am I likely to make more than 34 materials off it? I probably am. And then, yeah, I'll just take 8 melee damage to kill things a little faster. Nice, we got the weapon cursed. Cursed circular saw gets pretty high damage scaling and increased crit multiplier. Yeah, so the level 4 saw has 20% base crit chance, so it actually gains 10% from level 3 to 4, which is pretty nice. Level 2 only has 5%. So we actually could have built the hunting trophy and stuff around this, maybe, because the higher level saws just have high base crit chance. Buy all these weapons here. We'll lock another cute monkey just for more healing, and then keep rolling. Lock a circular saw. And corrupted shard. Sure, I'll lock that as well. Now, with that high-level melee damage upgrade as well, we're just massacring these enemies where we have so much damage on all our weapons. And, of course, we have 4 level 4 saw, or 5 level 4 weapons, so that's 125% damage, 125% attack speed. Once you reach that point as the king, victory is more or less assured. It's just getting there that's the challenge. So making it out of the super difficult early game was the main goal. That's why I passed on a lot of economy items, why I rolled so aggressively early on for bonus HP and stuff, so that we could have the power spike in the end game that just wins us the game. Because you really don't need to build for the mid game or end game as this character. You just naturally get these huge power spikes as you level up. It's just getting out of the early game that's the challenge. I'm going to recycle this. We'll take the metal. Again, crit chance is still nice, but that's just a huge amount of stuff for us. 3 armor is definitely worth losing 3 regen for, so we'll take Sif's Relic. It's also fun. And then we'll take 3 more armor here. Level our saw. I'll take the cursed corrupted shard. I'm going to roll here. I'm secretly, not so secretly, I'm just hoping for a higher level circular saw. I could take 15 max HP and 10 curse. And the explosion damage isn't bad either, but probably the warrior helmet just helps us more in terms of not dying, so I think I'm just going to take that over the Kraken's Eye. And then we'll re-roll here. Move speed, yeah, I could definitely use some move speed, so we'll take that. I'll take Broken Mouth as well. We'll roll again. Oh, the lure would have been nice if we were keeping playing. Losing 4 HP for 1 armor is worth it at this point, so we're going to pick up the duct tape as well, because it just makes my healing that much better. So all of these level 1 items just help us stay alive against the bosses, and then we're going to go to wave 20. I do need to not take hits from both bosses at the same time. We can fight either one without too much danger, but if both of them start hitting me at the same time, we can get in a lot of trouble. Did get that kill, though, on the Snake Alien. And we're going to fight Whalian here. I think this was a suggestion from the comments that their names are Whalian and Snailian, and I do agree with that. All right, and that was the king. I am so pleased with that one, because that was one I was very worried about. The fact that we got that second circular saw so early is awesome. Take a look at our items here. So the plants, definitely happy with these early plants. They kept me alive in the early game when I took like a couple hits at 5 HP or whatever. Just healing us back up almost immediately was really nice, and the coffees worked out really well as well. Obviously, we spent a lot of HP early because we bought 4 level 1 items very early, so that cost me a lot of max HP, but it gave us the economy and survivability and damage we needed to get out of the early game. Lure worked out really well, especially saving it until we had the 3rd or 4th saw. I forget which I waited for, but it guaranteed that we were able to kill them. We actually bought, no level 2 items up until, I think the lure we bought wave 7. So these were the only items we bought before wave 7 and just rolled for weapons, and that worked out really well. So that is the strategy I would recommend, is buy only the most efficient possible items in the early game with this character and find your weapons as soon as possible. The garden was great. Recycling machine gave us 196. Not as well as it could have done, but we ended up taking a lot of our items. Treasure maps got us 5 items once I started scolding them. The spicy sauces did actually 17.5k damage. It's not bad. Mostly these were for the health, but they worked out. Blindfold. Fairy is worth 9 regen, so even though we didn't optimize around it, we still got a lot of regeneration out of it. and it was very helpful for what we wanted it for, which was the way for we bought it. Wisdom, of course, works really well when it's cursed, just a ton of bonus damage. The fishhook was really nice for that, even if it didn't get us that much else. 10 regen off the squids, and Giant's Belt only dealt 15k, so didn't end up working out super well, but it's still 5 HP, so can't be that bad. And Baby Elephant, 28k, also not bad at all. So overall, I'd say this was an awesome run. I don't know if I recommend this run. Trying this is going to be an exercise in frustration, probably, because if you don't roll the early second weapon, then you're in a lot of trouble. But if you do, then it's a really good time. I also will say I was more impressed with Circular Saw than I was expecting to. Once you get a full set of this weapon online, it's really not bad. It's just the fact is that you usually have to buy it when you've got like scissors or something as your main weapon, and so you lose the precise weapon tag to get a weapon that's not even that much better. And blade is a fairly weak weapon tag to get late in the game, even though it's pretty good early. Means you usually should avoid buying this item, but if it's the one you have to buy, then I think it's not that bad. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed that run. I'm so stoked to have gotten there. And if you have, then feel free to leave a comment and hit that like button. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.